Thanks for listening. This is Brian Hurley from Business Performance Improvement. The podcast Lean Six Sigma Bursts are short lessons, comments, Q&A, and insights. If you have a question, send your question through the Anchor app, and we might feature you on a future episode. Or contact me at biz-pi.com.
I was wondering, because we have an area in the work I do, one of our biggest slowdowns is reviewing and getting corrections for errors on the applications we actually receive from our customers. Mm-hmm. And so I was wondering about the approach you would take there, whether you would want to go first for like training or improving resources, or if you'd want to go first for changing our application and how it looks and making it easier to fill out. Because I assume both would be good, but like which one would be best to start with?
So let me go back to this diagram, which is kind of the roadmap for improvement. So I would start at the value question and say, is everything on that form absolutely needed? And check along the way, go to all the departments and say, who uses this information? And if no one says they need that information, let's take it off the form. So the first thing is, let's not ask for anything that we can't already get ourselves. If we can save our customers or our recipients time, that's lean. That is helping them get a better experience. Even if it adds time onto your organization's plate, you could figure out ways to get that information more quickly if it's a burden for you to get it. But let's not make them go fill out all the details to make our job easier. Mm-hmm. How do we make their work easier so they can, and we can change our process in the back end to improve it. But first is challenge whether actually everything is absolutely needed, or can I get that somewhere else in our system? And if so, let's do it that way. Let's just ask for the very minimum amount. So then that can make the form so much simpler. And then maybe there's less mistakes or confusion about what they need to enter. And then maybe we can color code sections or put better explanations, and then involve them in that process of, okay, these things we absolutely do need. Now, what do you think about this form? Does this make sense? Do you mind if I watch you fill out the form? And every time they get stuck or hung up, that's like a red flag that says maybe there's an opportunity for us to simplify that or change our process.
Thank you.
So you just kind of go through these kind of steps of the process, but it all starts first with, is this really necessary for the customer or the recipient? What are ways to recommend making a psychologically safe organization? Ooh, that's a tricky one. It definitely starts at the management level. So managers can set the tone. Ideally, your whole organization can convert over, but you can, just like Lean, you have to start where you have support and interest. And so that could be just your own personal work, that I'm going to do some things in a lean way in my own work. I don't have anyone else in my organization helping me. You can do a lot of improvement there. Now, you may only be able to do so much improvement because it has to go up to your management level next, and they're not really bought in yet. So same thing is the people you work with, can you set a culture of being psychologically safe? Can you say, it's okay if we have mistakes, and I'm not here to point fingers or blame. We're just here to help fix our process and help our customers. So you can do that, or if you're a manager over an area, you can set the tone there. And then hopefully that starts to carry with success, and people are finding it refreshing and they're finding it to be a good work environment. Then we can build off of that. But ideally, you say, well, the top person in the organization decides that this is important, and they set the tone that this is the way they're going to operate. And they would start by saying, here's where I've made mistakes, right? They're going to be the first ones to say, I've made mistakes, even as the top leader, and I'm supposed to be perfect. I make mistakes all the time. And these are some examples. That will set a tone that's very positive for people that says, well, if they'll admit their mistakes, then I'm down further in the organization. I should be able to say, the mistakes that I made as well. So I think it's people being vulnerable and being the first one to say, here are my mistakes. And that will hopefully help set a tone for that psychological safety. That's a big challenge, though, to change the culture around that.
Lean6sigmadefinition.com has a list of glossary items about popular process improvement terms, along with a history of Lean and Six Sigma methods, and key influencers like Dr. Edward Stemming. Henry Ford, Taiichi Ono, Shigeo Shingo, and many more. You can also learn how to access affordable Lean and Six Sigma training and certification. Visit leansixsigmadefinition.com.